I've always told them that the story really began in the ditch at the side of the tracks, and that the details, which I promised never to reveal to anyone, are painful, shocking, as the details often are. But perhaps the time has finally come for me to tell the tale and have done with it. When the whole bit started, I was sitting at my desk in my office. She doesn't look like much, my office, but she's got it where it counts. Nice chair, typewriter, just the basics. I even managed to fit my waffle iron in a corner so I could eat on the job. I was working on a case for a previous client. Truth be told, I didn't remember which cat the case was for, or even what they expected me to do with it. Regardless, when I start something, I'll take to the river before I'll quit. My doctor told me I'm obsessive-compulsive. I told him where he could stick it. So there I was, minding my music, when the telephone let flow its familiar poetry. I would have let the caller sing a song to the machine, but I had lost the cassette. I set the tape on a one-way trip to the phonograph to transfer some of my informant's old 45s for him. Unfortunately, the deck ate the tape like a tuxedo on New Year's, so I was down one digital secretary and my informant's mixtape. Tough luck. Long story short, I picked up the telephone.
Milton, Shears, private eye.
Hello, detective.
Who else was on the other end but my informant? He calls himself the Pig. He's a loose cat with a psychological aversion to names with more than one syllable.
Please, call me Milton.
I'll call you Milton.
He was calling for his mixtape, so I thought to buy time and make like I had a client on the second line.
Hold please, I have call waiting.
To my dismay, the Pay read me like a dime store novel. He knew I had no second line.
Yeah, sure, call waiting on that phone with one phone line. Yeah, that makes sense.
Truth be told, the phone I was using wasn't even plugged in. The phone company had cut me off 3 months ago and I refused to give them the gold.
$12? Those were business expenses!
In reality, the Pay hadn't even called me on the phone, but was in fact swinging it right there in front of my desk. How I ever thought otherwise is beyond me. Anyway, the Pay had news for me, and from the looks of him, it wasn't good. Then again, I've never been good at reading faces. Once at Angelini's down on 32nd and Lawson, I mistook an invalid jogging in a turkey barn for a hitman with his eye on me. Let's just say I'll never slide my 39 at that jack again. The Pay told me I looked like I was spacing
You
out.
look like you're spacing out. You can stick it up the tailpipe.
I told him where he could stick it. He got defensive and would have cut me one on the jaw had he not known me better. He gave me the rundown. He told me he had a problem, a big one at that.
You heard the narration. Where did you get that chair?
The Pay blows whistles more than the average cat, but this time I knew he had something. Maybe because of the obvious fear in his eyes, or maybe because of the fresh bullet wound in his shoulder that was dripping vital fluids all over my client's case.
Sorry, I seem to have misplaced my hemoglobin. I apologize, really.
Regardless, I knew I had to assist.
Here you go.
After all, protecting the innocent is part of my job. I'm a private eye. Of course, had I known that, in the grand scheme of things, the Pay was not the innocent party at all, or had I any idea what kind of danger he was in, I would have probably backed out right then. Unfortunately, it's in my nature to make rash decisions. I'm a private eye. Pay gave me all the gory details. It seems that a certain dame needed protection. He didn't say what from, but I figured it was none of my business. I decided to head over to a club that the dame in question frequented. She was a singer. Dames usually are. It's just how these things work, I guess. Hey, where is everyone? Should you want me to sing for a crowd?
Oh, We didn't have money to hire extras.
I see. Why don't you take a seat?
Thanks, but I can't.
Oh? I don't bite, you know.
It's not that. See, I was in a car accident and I had to have my spine fused. I had to choose between forever standing and forever sitting.
Which one did you choose?
So, why are you here?
A mutual friend said you were in trouble. Told me he needed me to look after you.
Oh, yeah, that's correct. I do.
Oh, that's not the answer I expected.
What do you mean?
Well, in a situation like this, you're supposed to say something like, "Oh, a girl like me hardly needs protecting." Some kind of sultry voice like that.
But that...
And then you're supposed to say something like, "But I'm sure there's something a big, strong man like yourself could do for me." And then you bat your lashes and you grab my tie.
chances are that if I ask for your protection, I actually need it.
Oh, really? Because dames usually take opportunities like this to seduce me. She was a tough nut to crack, but she caved eventually.
Right, about that protection you offered.
Right, I will get right on that.
Wait, shouldn't I come with you? Aren't I kind of vulnerable here?